Hello everybody, good afternoon from a couple hours outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. So what I figured is while I'm making this content traveling the country, I'm showing how us truck drivers are the backbone of this world. So as I was doing it, as an 18-year experienced truck driver myself, I started trying to think about, as I'm traveling, what's the stuff that I want to help promote with, and that's trucking, but that also goes hand in hand with safety. So to me, and to any other driver that's been around for a while, 18 years myself, doing a basic safety inspection on your vehicle every couple thousand miles or couple hundred miles is a smart idea. So as I was driving, I had a light bulb click on. There are some people that don't grow up with a father figure. There are some people that don't grow up with somebody that gives them guidance. So while I was making this video, I decided, let's pull off literally to the side of the road, as you can see, and I'm going to break down what's the things you want to check every couple hundred miles so you don't break down on the side of the road. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so as we work our way through this, you got to work your way from the outside inside of the vehicle. So what I always recommend, hold on one second. You gotta love it, you gotta love it. Okay, so as I said, you want to work your way from the outside in. So as a professional driver, when I'm teaching my guys, when you're walking up to your vehicle, you want to do a 6-point check. That is top, bottom, side, front, back of your vehicle. You want to look at the sieves or anything loose. You want to check your lug nuts. You want to make sure there's nothing hanging, nothing banging around, something that can fly off. Once you do that basic inspection, then you want to come over to your tires. Once you come over to your tires, you want to check your threads, okay? You see there's little markers inside the tire. That's your first indication that your tire tread is starting to wear low. Once it's even with this, it's time to get new tires. Second, old school trick, get yourself a penny, okay? Whenever you do, you want to be able to put the penny inside of the tire, and you should be able to see his head still. If you can't see more than his head, you need to get new tires. So, the third part on that is, you also want to double check your tire pressure. That is the most important, critical thing when it comes to your tires. Because whenever you're driving down the road, if you have them overinflated, you could wear the inside of the tire out. If you have them underinflated, you could wear out the whole tire or one side or the other. So when you're going through, you want to make sure the inside and the outside is not worn out. From experience, you also want to make sure to check the inside wall. I've had a tire wear out and it blew out from the inside and I didn't know that. So, whenever I tell you to check your tire pressure, if you don't know where it is, because again, a lot of people don't grow up with a figure that's willing to teach them. Your tire pressure is going to be on the side of your tire. It's going to have the number of pounds per pressure that your tire is recommended for. Now, if you're going off-roading, you might want to let some of the air out. But as you're going down the highway, you want to have the proper air that your tire is recommended for. Now, that's the tire pressure recommended for my tires, which, if you look again, you can't see it with this shadow, the side of your tire will have your tire size as well. It will have like a 22 right here, 235, 50, R18. So, for this tire, it recommends 44 pounds of pressure. Now, when it gets too hot, I might drop it down a PSI or 2. Don't go crazy. Drop it down just a tad, because as you're going down that road, the tire is rotating how many million times a minute. So as the tire is going down the road, the tire is going to warm up. Anything with rubber, yay! Anything with rubber, the tire is going to expand. So as you're going through a hot area, you want to make sure to decrease your pressure just a tad, so you don't wear out your tires and end up having a blowout. So now that I gave you guys the breakdown on that, the last thing is, like I said earlier, if you're paying attention to my words, check your lug nuts every couple thousand of miles. Make sure or hundreds of miles, check those on. Just because the mechanic says he knows what he's doing, doesn't mean that they put him on there the right way. He might be in a rush to go get lunch. He might be in a rush because he got a phone call from somebody. Double check your stuff. Now, since we showed you the outside, now we're going to work our way onto the inside of the motor. Alright everybody, so now we're working our way to the inside of the motor. Now, Caution, hazmat. You'll see that little hazmat sign above me? Caution. This is your radiator, okay? That is holding a lot of hot pressure under it. So if you're driving and you try to open that, it's going to blow out pressure and you will get third-degree burns. I promise you. So only do it when the motor cools down. You always want to check your fluid. So please come on in here, camera lady. Now, you guys can see there's a red line right there. That red line is where your full mark should be. So if it's under that, you're going to need to put some antifreeze on. Alrighty, so that's how you check your antifreeze. Make sure, again, if it is running or it's been running, give it time to cool down so you don't burn yourself. Now, we're going to work our way to the next thing, and that is checking your oil. So now, here's your cap. You get it off. Now, you can find the motor oil on the cap. If it's not on the cap, check your owner's manual and it will have what type of oil you need. If not, for all you new generations, Google the year, the make, and the model of your vehicle inside of AutoZone, Napa, whichever platform, shop. Check your car and make sure you get the right amount of oil in there to make sure that you're not blowing up your motor. That's another thing that's important. So, while you're doing that, typically you need the oil to settle. So whenever you're doing it, pull it out to make sure that you do have oil on it. That's just to show you have oil. Now, don't trust your first reading because it's been sitting in there while you've been driving. So it could have splashed up, moved around. Make sure you check, you don't go off that. Then, put it back in. Give it about 10 seconds or so. Get it back on. Now, you see on the back, it has those dots. Those dots are your first indication of how high your oil is, which mine is about 3/4 full. Then, you also have your levelers. You see where the little scratched up parts are? That's where you want your oil to be. See that color at the bottom? If you can still see through it, your oil's still okay. It should be crystal clear-ish, brownish, like, light coffee. But if it goes black, like dark black, it's time to get your oil checked, your oil changed, because now it's starting to get very dirty and it could really mess up your motor. So, as you've seen when I pulled it out, it said that I had about half of that full. So that's good. Now, you also want to check your brake fluid. Brake fluid level. And that is indicated right here on the motor. That will tell you DOT, ... That's the brake fluid you need. You want to make sure it's at the max. That's to make sure that you have good brake pressure. That's how you know if your brakes have enough pressure to hold up. If they don't and this is full, then that means that you have a brake problem. Get it to the mechanic immediately. Now, the final and last thing, and you only want to do this after you've driven a little bit, because if you do it when it's sitting still, you're not going to get an accurate reading. It's not like the oil. You can't wait for it to settle. You want it to move and slosh up a little bit. And that is your transmission fluid. Some people have access to it, some people don't. Some new motors, new trannies, they have it where you can't. You have to take the bolt off the bottom and put your finger in to feel if there's transmission fluid. If it touches your finger, you're good. If it's not, you need some. So for the ones that do have it, where you're going to find it is right here on my 2013 Buick LaCrosse Premium. That's where your transmission fluid is at. After you've driven the car for a couple miles, you want to pull this out, again, after you've driven it. If it's sitting still and you check it, you're wasting your time. So, to give you guys an accurate reading, again, wipe it off, redo it. Just make sure there's something on there. So when you're pulling it out, you're just making sure there's fluid onto it. Put it back in. Give it a little twist. Give it a little twist back out. Beepity boppity boop. Now, you can see on here, it says hot. Where the hot is, you want it to be right where the level is at. If it's cold, it should be down here. Just as you see, it's too high for it. There, it's good. There, it's reading low. That's okay. As long as it says on the hot stick that it is full at that level after you've driven it, that will give you your best indication on your transmission fluid level. Okay? That is the most important thing about this. So to end it on a summary, please, I've traveled across the whole country in tractor trailers and now in my personal vehicle. So whenever I'm giving you these tips and I'm giving you these advices, I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all. I've driven cross-country, oversized, lowboy, winch truck. I would not recommend this to people if I didn't do it myself. If I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't tell you guys to do it. So, if you plan on traveling, please, use the educational facts that I just sat here and gave you, from your tires, to your pressures, to your levels, even checking your battery, check the year of it, how old is the battery, your alternator, you start seeing the power getting loose and back and forth. These are little indications that tell you, the car will talk to you, the truck will talk to you. You just have to listen. Turn the music down, take your phone out of your hand, stop eating the food, stop drinking the Red Bull. Look, listen, feel. Okay? So, if you guys found this helpful, please like, subscribe, share, donate if you can. I appreciate it. I don't need it, but I appreciate it. But, irregardless of all that, if this helped you and it gave you a lot of educational information, please follow and subscribe to my channel so you guys can see more about trucking and you'll be able to see more about safety on the road. If you don't take care of your car, you ain't going nowhere. And if you don't take care of your car, I promise you, you'll never be able to go around and see beauty like this. So, on that note, you guys be safe even when you're not. Love you later.